Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, I am going to share with you the ideal duration for your CAT preparation, how you should be thinking about what is the time period you need. In case you've decided you want to go in for your MBA preparation, CAT is the main exam. As I've shared in some of the other videos as well, it is the one that opens most options for you. But of course, when you prepare for MBA, you prepare for several exams, including the CAT, but not limited to it. All these exams are also part of your preparation. So in terms of when you should look to start your CAT preparation, there are three factors that you should keep in mind. The first factor for you to keep in mind is that CAT is a little different from the other exams that you've taken in the past. तो CAT में आपको बहुत कुछ याद करने का रटने का नहीं है. So it is different in that sense that you don't need to slog mindlessly for months and years to be very well prepared for CAT. So you can prepare along with your college, you can prepare along with your job. In fact, I would say that's better. Because A, it does not force you to over-prepare, it does not give you the possibility to over-prepare, it does not allow you that possibility to over-prepare. And the second factor is that, of course, if you're doing it alongside work or college, you are that much more confident during the interview because you're not sat at home and prepared. So you feel more comfortable in answering the interview question. So for most people, about 1,000 hours of CAT preparation suffices. Of course, it could be a little more if you are quite weak, let's say English or quant, because English is a language, it takes more time for you to improve your language skills. Similarly, if you're fearful of math, then you'll have to devote a little time in sort of getting over that fear. You will have to build the basics to gain more confidence. So you'll probably have to do some work. If you're doing it by yourself, you can probably go through the NCERT books of 7th to 10th standard. But otherwise, you'll need some time to overcome that fear and get going. So in that case, it might be a little more. But generally, as I said, about 1,000 hours suffices. So in that case, if you can devote, let's say, calculating backwards, if you can devote roughly, let's say, 2.5 hours, 3 hours daily on an average, then a 9 to 10 month preparation is enough for you. If you can devote lesser time on a daily basis, or if your requirement in terms of number of hours is more because you are weaker in one or more areas, then of course you should look for a longer duration. If you are pretty good in all the areas that are being tested, then of course it makes sense for you to look at an even shorter duration, even something like 5 or 6 hours, or in case you can put in more number of hours per day. For example, if you've completed your graduation and job joining is late, or if you want to just take a break for the next 6 months and give it your best shot, in that case, because you'll be able to put in more number of hours per day, even a 5-month kind of preparation is enough. That said, there are people who crack it in 3 months also. It is that kind of an exam. Alright, so depending upon that, you can think of the duration. The second factor for you to keep in mind is your personality. Now, if you are someone who is very likely to lose interest very quickly, does not have a very strong reason for doing his or her MBA, in that case, a longer duration puts you at slight risk because you might lose interest in, just your preparation might just go off track. But if you're someone who's very clear that you want to pursue MBA, then a longer duration would not be harmful. So depending upon how clear you are and whether your personality allows you to remain committed for a longer period of time, or you are someone who's only capable of a shorter burst of intense preparation, that is something that can help you decide. A longer duration, of course, is something that gives you a little more advantage in terms of flexibility. So finally, to summarize, there are 3 factors for you to keep in mind. One is the daily average time you can spend, because that has a bearing on how many months you need to prepare. Second is whether you have a weak area on which you will need additional time investment to be able to come up the curve and gain confidence. And third is your personality type and whether you can maintain that consistency over a longer period of time, or would you rather prefer a short, intense burst, a sprint-like prep. So depending upon these factors, you can think of what is the time duration that would suit you the most. Generally, anything that is in the range of 10 odd months or more is a very comfortable duration for most CAT aspirants. But again, you need to figure out what works best for you. That's it for now in this video. If you liked it, please do like it and feel free to share it among your friends. Bye, take care, see you soon again in another video.